Hello, and welcome to the Main Meal Weight Management Support, where we help each other to find the self-esteem and confidence to reach our weight goals by tapping into joy and living our best lives in every moment. This week, I'm asking you, who do you trust? When we talk about trust, there's a lot of different levels to discuss. So who do you trust to recommend a movie? Who do you trust to give practical advice or solid feedback? Who would you trust with your kids or your pets? Who do you trust with your health? Who do you trust to always steer you wrong? And who do you trust with your innermost thoughts, fears, and desires? So it's important to have people in our lives who we can turn to for advice and feedback and recommendations and support. Maybe you're thinking of different people for each one of those questions. It's very rare that we have one person that we trust with all those things, but there could be. We often can't get an objective enough view of the big picture without some advice from outside ourselves. So we develop trust with other people, and we develop a different level of trust with each person according to our experience of them and according to our interactions with them. But what if we ask those questions about ourselves? Do you trust yourself to pick a movie that you'll like? Do you trust yourself to be objective about your performance and provide your own feedback? Do you trust yourself with your children's and your pet's care? Do you trust yourself to maintain good health? Do you trust yourself to always make choices that always have challenging outcomes? And do you trust yourself to go deep within, to honor and to face your deepest thoughts, fears, and desires? So what concrete steps can we take to reestablish trust with ourselves if we've lost trust in some area? And I have several things that I think we can do. And just this short version is, one, we can find something we're good at, something that we are confident in our ability to do, and then resonate with those feelings. We talked about confidence last week. Resonate with that feeling of confidence and reestablish the trust that, hey, I learned this, I got good at it, this is something I can do. Seems like a cliche, but cliches are there because they're true. Take it one step at a time. If there's an area where you don't feel like you can trust yourself, you're not maybe going to build that trust with yourself in just one aha moment. That would be great, but take it one step at a time. Figure out ways little by little to reestablish trust in your own abilities, in your own skills. Release the need to judge. Don't judge your performance. Feedback's fine, but don't make a judgment that you're doing it all wrong or you can't get there or that you're lousy at something. And release the need to compare yourself to others. The number one trust buster for ourselves is to compare ourselves to someone else. There's going to be plenty of things we do better than somebody else, and there's going to be plenty of things that other people do better than we do. That's the nature of things. Our life is our life, and we can trust ourselves to make the choices that live our best lives. And we do that when we tap into joy. When we make those decisions and we make our learning joyful and playful and exciting, that's where we rebuild trust. For me, that's the big one. Find your joy, find what makes you happy, tap into it, and rebuild the trust that you may have lost in yourself over time. So join me each Wednesday, except the weeks that I forget to make a recording, like last week. But join me every Wednesday around 10:30 a.m. Pacific time. Remember, the important word in the Main Meal Weight Management Support is support. No matter what changes you're making in your life, it's a game of solitaire, but it should never be played alone. We're in this together. See you next week.